just want to tell you, just before we started, the director has taken time out to remind us that none of us got our prediction right. Yes, salt, wound, rubbing.
And he used the word saying as usual.
As usual. Added that.
Yeah.
That was the chaat masala on top of the salt.
Yes.
Should we just walk out? I'm ready. I'm ready if you're ready.
He's definitely not watching other shows.
Let's walk. Let's walk right now. Zach has to walk anyway after the show, so let's just...
See, Parthiv takes his predictions very seriously.
We all take our predictions seriously, but it was because of you that we started around 220. You said 220. This is not the 220 Chinnaswamy. Zach, where is Chinnaswamy?
This is not a typical Chinnaswamy pitch anyways.
Please elaborate.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of seam movement which we've seen. That extra bounce also we've seen resulted in a wicket of Yashasvi. So, all those things. You saw Sanga's big turn to Shreyas. I think that delivery was played on broadcast for a while. So that shows that it was not a typical Chinnaswamy pitch. But I still feel maybe India is still 20 runs short than what they should have got to, even on this sort of a pitch. But now what happens in Chinnaswamy, when you're playing in Chinnaswamy, the pressure of scoring runs is always going to be there. If you bat first, then you're always chasing that number, and that number is very big. So you look at 190, 200, those kind of numbers. And that's why you want to start with that kind of an intent, which was maybe going against today, but that's how this format goes. You don't have that much time of recovery. After losing 4 wickets, Australia definitely had that chance of putting the squeeze on. Shreyas batted very well, Akshar supported very well. But we knew that India will be falling short of the par. Now they'll have to make it up with their bowling.
I think that's the question that we have to ask, because when you hear Bangalore, it was from the first game on, we were saying, oh, it's going to be Bangalore, it's always 200 plus, 210 plus. Is that what it's going to be? Is today a case of naam ka nahi kaam ka?
Yeah, because definitely it was that kind of a pitch, and usually just going by the history of Chinnaswamy pitch, even if there's something's there, it just stays there for 3 or 4 overs. That's what usually even batters keep that in mind, and that's why we saw the approach of how Ruturaj and Jaiswal must have thought, because you go by history, you go by numbers, and but that moisture stayed for a longer period of time. Usually it just goes away, and that is the reason why we saw spin also, and that was a bit of bounce, but having said that, Zach has rightly put it down. If usually it is 220, 230 wicket, then on a bad wicket or not so good Chinnaswamy wicket, you are thinking at 180. But India recovered well to reach to 160 here.
Yeah, it was. 180 could have happened if these many wickets hadn't fallen. Wickets kept falling at regular intervals. You saw. The first wicket fell at 33. It was a decent start. You get that in 4 overs, 33. You take that any time, and that's what happens when Jaiswal is batting. But then Gaikwad fell. I guess Sky falling early was... Oh, Sky falling early. Sky falling. Yeah. Sky falling. James Bond. Coming back. Sky falling early was obviously a big blow to India. And Rinku going was a bigger blow. And I guess at the 10-over mark, when you're 60 odd for 4 wickets, Parthiv, I guess after that, looking at where it was at the halfway mark, 160 is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I said. Right? That's what India recovered well to reach to 160, especially to get 100 runs in last 10 overs with almost 4 wickets were fallen. So there were only 1 batsman to left, that was Akshar Patel. But I thought Shreyas Iyer batted brilliantly, and Akshar Patel also supported well. Jitesh Sharma again came in and got a good start. So we're talking about 160 recovery. Yes, India did that, but that middle phase, that between 7 to 10 where wickets fell, and that's when the game turned. Usually we don't see Rinku Singh getting out to trying to hit the spinner, but that was done by the spin of Sangha. That's why bat actually he didn't time that well. But yeah, as I said, 160 India, the way it was at 10 overs, if someone would have said India 160, India would have taken that 100 runs in last 10 overs.
Yeah, as far as the Australian bowling is concerned, you have to say that their start was very good. Their first 10 overs obviously went towards them. It was Ben Dwarshuis was the star, bowled 2 overs for 5 runs in the first 10. Was expensive when he came back, but who was the pick of the bowlers for you, Zach?
I think all of them. If you look at this bowling card, see, everyone has chip in with at least a wicket. So that shows that all the bowlers, they've had a good day. Those economies also, which you're seeing on the higher side, obviously you're playing the game in Chinnaswamy, so you know that it's not going to be that easy a venue for the bowlers.
Yeah.
And you're looking at the history, these numbers, I think everyone will be excited by, because in Chinnaswamy, if you are able to put these kind of numbers, shows that you've done a very good job. I think Jason getting that wicket of Yashasvi with that extra bounce was something which was important, because Yashasvi was looking to take the bowlers on. We know Ruturaj so far in the series we've seen, he has been a slow starter, taking his time, but effectively they've been putting runs together nicely. Today even Ruturaj wanted to get a move on as early as possible.
Yeah.
So it was something, just the venue which was putting that kind of pressure on batters also today. And Indian batters looking to take advantage of. But Australian bowlers, I think on the whole, four seamers are doing a good job. Hardy bowling 4 overs for 21.
Yeah.
And you would think that that is the weakest link in that bowling lineup. So the weakest link is also doing really well. And Sangha supporting well, taking that important wicket of Rinku. Just a complete, I would say, bowling effort and combination from Australia to restrict India to 160.
Parthiv, when everybody gets a wicket, we have a term for that business model over here, which is?
Kaddu katega, to sab mein batega.
Very good. Yes, I like it. But today is actually the Australian bowling unit has performed very true to that saying, haven't they?
Yeah, they did, and they started really well. When we were talking that Aaron Hardy is someone who probably was Yashasvi Jaiswal was trying to hit him. He did hit him that 6, but he bowled 14 dot balls, and those 14 dot balls he could bowl because he did not try to do anything extra. He was just coming in and hitting that length. And when you have that extra bounce, those good length or a shot of good length helps, and that's what Aaron Hardy did, and Jason Behrendorff also started doing that, and hence he got that extra bounce and got the wicket of Yashasvi Jaiswal. But I thought on the whole, Australia kept it simple. They didn't try and do anything extra. They were just trying and coming, hitting the length, bowling stump to stump. Whatever they tried in last few overs. That is understandable. That's what you do when you're bowling in slog overs, where you try and bowl those slow ones, you try and bowl those bouncers. But on the whole, they actually tried to keep it simple, and they actually said it to Indian batters: if you want to score runs, we're going to bowl this good length. If you want to hit it, try and take us on through the line, and that's why they got the success which you're seeing here.
Yeah, they did 160. That is not a very high total for sure, especially with this Australian batting lineup. But what did the Indian batters do? Let's have a look at who scored how much. Yashasvi got 21. Ruturaj Gaikwad, well, he does this very often, which is start slow. Today couldn't capitalize on that, much like the last game. It was all down to Shreyas Iyer, who stuck around, got his half century. Because Sky and Rinku also went cheap. Jitesh Sharma went out to Hardy. I think I really enjoyed Akshar's batting. Parthiv, what about you? Akshar was, I liked how he was batting in the end. He seemed actually to be batting very differently from all the others too.
Yeah, we've seen him how well he's batted in IPL. I've seen him scoring runs in domestic level. I've seen him scoring hundreds. So I always feel that he has underachieved as a batsman at international level. I think his ability is far better than what he can do it. And today he showed under pressure when India needed that partnership, not coming out of a lot of runs in the series, coming out of injury, coming out of a lot of disappointment, and not going to South Africa. So there are a lot of things must be going in his mind that I have a point to prove, not just by bowling, by just I have to show that I can bat as well, not just 3-4 overs. Today he had to bat about 8 overs, 7 overs, and he came in, showed different gears. Couple of he rotated the strike initially, and then whenever the opportunity came in, we saw a couple of sixes from him as well. So he has that ability. We've seen that, and today I think obviously got a bit of a toppage, but he got that start. I think him and Shreyas' partnership was one of the reasons why India could reach to 160.
Yeah, we must talk about Shreyas as well, Zach, because in the last game I know both of you were a little disappointed because he had a chance and hit that ball too long on, and the shot was probably not on at that point. Today you saw a little more maturity from him, realized things around him were not good, decided to dig in and stay almost till the end.
Look, the wickets were falling around him. So when he was there batting at number 3, you've seen all the other batters being dismissed. So you have to take that additional responsibility also. So that from that way, and he had the luxury of time also today to get his eye and spend enough time, and that's what he did. So looking at the situation today, this innings is of top quality. Because you wanted one batter at least to go on to make sure that you are there right till the end. So he was there till the 20th over. He got out in the 20th over. So from the situation where India was at 10 over mark, the best chance for them to reach to 160, and that's what Parthiv was mentioning earlier, that they've done decently well to get to 160, because for that you needed one batter to stay there. Whether it was Jitesh, whether it was Shreyas or Rinku Singh. So today it was Shreyas. He played that part very well, and that's why India could get to 160.
Well, we had looked at the previous game and said that that target is not big enough and Australia will be able to get it. But then Australia decided that stadium was very dirty. They needed to get some brooms out and start sweeping. And that's all they did through the whole thing. They were just slob sweeping. Today, they would have learned from those mistakes. This is too good a team to not learn from those mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure that they must have gone back to the drawing room and they must have decided that let's just first assess the wicket. Let's see how the wicket's behaving and then get your sweep shot out. Otherwise, if it's not spinning, if it's not stopping, then we can just hit through the line. Especially on this ground where the ground's really small. If we just time it, it's going to clear the boundary. But looking at the pitch, if he stays like this with India spinners the way they are bowling, I think it's still an even game even with 160 on the board.
Yeah, you think it'll be even?
Yeah, I mean the way wicket's behaving, I mean it's still spinning, it was still turning, it was still stopping a bit. So a couple of early wickets, you never know. But we've seen Travis Head comes out and plays shots from first ball itself. Yeah. If he gets out early, and then you have a series of openers, and a couple of them gets out.
I think for that, what Parthiv mentioned, that first wicket is a crucial one of Travis Head. We've seen what he can do. He's not going to take his time there. He's going to look to put bowlers under pressure. And if he's there for the power play, then that will be the ideal start for Australia. Because if Travis Head has played the power play, that means they've got a solid start or a decent start which they can set the platform.
Well, of course, the early wickets have been coming from Ravi Bishnoi, bowling in the power play in every game, getting a wicket all the time. So obviously India will be looking at him as well. Not just him, but him and Akshar. Akshar will carry on the confidence from his batting today into his bowling. Not that he needs more confidence for his bowling, because the last game, Bishnoi and Akshar were really the stars for India. But Bishnoi has been doing that always. And I mean, through T20s, he's been bowling in the power play, getting wickets early, and there you go with since his debut, he's played 20 matches, he's got 32 wickets, so obviously he's striking pretty often, and when he's striking often, I don't think captains care too much. Today he will care about the economy rate, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but even if you have taken 32 wickets in 20 games, the strike economy of 7, it's pretty good, and that is the reason why we all talk about why Chahal's not in the team. So the numbers are saying it. Chahal 30 games, 31 wickets, and here is someone who's played 20 games and taken the 31 wickets with an economy of 7, just over 7, and that's what you expect out of a wrist spinner. You get a wrist spinner to take wickets. You want him to attack all the time, and that's what Ravi Bishnoi does it all the time, and bowls those difficult overs, which is in power play, or every time there's a set batsman in, bowler throws ball to the captain throws ball to Ravi Bishnoi and asks him to take wickets. And till whatever games he has played, he has proved himself.
Well, he's taken 4 wickets in the power play in this series. He'll need to take a few today to ensure that India gets a chance, because Travis Head has already hit the first 2 balls for 4. So 3 balls, 3 fours. So stop with the bad news. Stop it. That's Travis Head, right? But Travis Head will know the last match, 14 the first 3, and they still lost it today. He's going to be like, all right, I'm not leaving anywhere. But we're going to do our power play predictions before we go. I've already told you it's 12 or 3 balls.
You've given the start. Now, Travis Head, if
make it fair, no?
Yeah, I think 53.
फिर भी 53?
Yeah.
Achha.
59.
There's still time for the bowlers to come back in the game, right? You just got to take wickets. I think 2 wickets in the power play is going to set this game beautifully.
I'm going with 65. Just for fun.
Mine's 59.
59. Done. 53, 59, 65. Those are our power play guesses. We didn't get it right with our first inning score guesses. We'll definitely get it right with this one. That's all we have time for right now. We're going to go see you at the end of the 10th over with Combox. So do tune in at that time. From Zaheer Khan, Parthiv Patel and Gaurav Kapur on Cricbuzz Live. It's bye for now. We'll see you in a bit.